Hello and welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews. And today I've got with me Darren Sullivan. How you doing, Darren?
Hi, Lee. How are you, man?
Yeah, good. And Mark Cloer. We've got the dream team back.
Don't know if it's a good dream or a bad dream, but we're back.
Our 80s ballad show was quite popular, so we decided to do a 70s one. I think it's only going to be one program. We haven't got as many as we can out of the 80s, so we're going to return to the 80s, but we're going to tackle the 70s ballads now in this one. So just like we did before, take turns. No particular order of whether they're your favourites or anything like that. We're going to try and get 5 in. We might get a couple more in, not sure yet. But this time we're going to go Darren first, then we're going to go Mark, then myself. So Darren, your first 70s ballad, mate.
Cool. So my first one is a song I absolutely love. It's from Kiss's Destroyer album, 1976, Beth, which was sang by their drummer, Peter Criss. Now, I know that led to some jealousy later on down the line, but I absolutely love this song. Orchestral, violins, cellos, that's all great. But it's a song, you know me, like it's the song about a guy who's just hanging out with his pals too much. You know, he's playing cards, he's boozing, whatever he's doing. And he's singing to his girlfriend who wants him to come home. But look, Beth, I know you're lonely. I hope you'll be all right. But me and the boys will be playing all night. You know, it's just Peter Criss's voice and the sonics overlaying it with that kind of orchestral kind of sound. And the subject matter is because whenever my mates are over, we do this thing called YouTube battles where we type a song into the laptop each. We just go around the table all night drinking and just playing songs all night. This is the final song. Every time the lads are in my house, we play. And my girlfriend says when she hears this song at 3 a.m., she knows the lads are going home.
See, what I'm doing, I'm looking at Mark. I'm looking at Mark to see if he's got. I'm looking at his face to see if he's probably chosen that one because I definitely haven't because although I like Kiss, I was mainly into the makeup off era. That's when I started liking Kiss. So I was never into Kiss. Probably the Creatures of the Night album I quite liked, and that was the one just before they took the makeup off on it. But no, I was an 80s Kiss fan more than anything. So yeah, that wasn't going to be bad. I'm looking at Mark to see if he. What do you reckon of Beth, mate? You probably like that one, don't you? You're a Kiss fan, massive Kiss fan.
Well, not to give anything away here, but that was one of my backups. I actually kind of thought Darren might pick that one, but I'm good.
Yeah. Right. Good choice though, mate. I have heard the song, but like I said, I was an 80s Kiss fan, but I know a lot of Kiss fans that go mad at that because they completely changed. Yeah, one of the bands completely changed. But right then, Mark, go on then, mate.
Okay. Well, along those lines, staying with Peter Criss. This is from his 1978 Kiss solo album. The song is called "I Can't Stop the Rain." Beautiful song. Peter, as I mentioned in other videos, is actually my favorite member of Kiss. I love his voice. He does great with the heavy stuff like Black Diamond and Baby Driver, but he also has a great voice for ballads, obviously, with that. And this song called "I Can't Stop the Rain." He doesn't get enough credit, I don't think, as a drummer or a vocalist.
Great.
They used to try to get him at least one song on the early albums. Those are some of my favorite Kiss songs. But this song is a true ballad. Not real popular, so I don't know if either one of you have heard it, but if you haven't, check it out. I know Darren will like it.
Cool.
Absolutely, I'll check that out.
Yeah. I haven't heard it either. So what we might do, I might put this on the, I know it's 70s, but we add them to the Spotify list, the ballad list. I'll change the title or something, and we add all these songs. I haven't heard that though, mate. So I didn't actually, like I said, that was part of the Kiss makeup era, so it's probably not me. But well, my first choice is I thought that you was going to choose this first, actually, Mark. And it's Scorpions and Always Somewhere from the Love Drive album. So, I mean, this was another band, a bit like Kiss, that sort of changed their style, didn't they? This was the first album where they started to get more commercial, I suppose. They sort of mixed it up completely before this, very psychedelic and rock as well. And they sort of done all sorts of stuff in the 70s, but this one, which was actually released in 79, Love Drive, was the start of where they changed their sound as well. And Klaus Main's voice on this. I love Scorpions, man, and he's one of them singers, and he that always go on about, you know, character in voice. There's no mistake in Scorpions, is there? When one of them comes on, you don't even have to know the song to know it's Scorpions, you know. And I think just they was one of the bands during that period, from this one onwards, this album onwards, that the ballads were, I used to really look forward to them, and they always used to be good. Scorpions ballads were always good, and they used to mix it up with the acoustic and electric, or clean guitar and electric. Always did it, and you know, I think it makes it a bit more powerful, you know, when they do that. But a great song. And just to go on to the lyrics a little bit, so it's basically about missing your partner when you're on the road, as far as I can tell. So there's been a few ballads like that in there. But yeah,
that's the template to write them.
It is. Yeah, you're right, mate. It is. So that's my number one. Anyway, not my number one as in my favourite choice, but it probably is actually. It is probably my favourite one out of these ones, but I love it. That's my number one.
Yeah, I don't think these are in any particular order anyway.
No,
They're just our favourite ballads really of the 70s, aren't they? Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so my second choice is a band called Dr. Hook, and I'm going with Sylvias Mother. Now, Dr. Hook are... I can see Mark chuckling away there.
Was not expecting that one.
I think Dr. Hook are a criminally underplayed band on radio these days. They've just been focus tested out of existence. You know, they have like Sharing the Night Together, Sexy Eyes, what I've got here, Cover of the Rolling Stone, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman. They've some great songs in that kind of very soft rock genre. But Sylvia's Mother, I thought, was perfect for this particular video. You know, in terms of texting and mobile phones, I got my first mobile phone when I was 18 to start texting. But before that, as a younger teenager, I remember what it was like to have to call the house phone. You know, if you wanted to ring up a girl that you liked, you know, you'd say, you know, you had to get past the big brother or the mother, or definitely you don't want to be getting the father when he picks up. You know, so Sylvia's Mother is about this guy. He's trying to call up this girl Sylvia, and her mother just keeps answering the phone and effectively cock-blocking him from getting anywhere near her, because I don't know if the mother doesn't approve of him, or you never get to hear Sylvia's point of view in the song. But it's just, you know, everything's against him in the song. The mother won't let him talk to her because she's saying she's moving on and getting engaged or whatever else. The operator is interrupting every 2 minutes, saying to put another 40 cents into the phone because he's clearly at a pay box, or, you know, or a phone box or whatever. But it's just... I think Dr. Hook are known for being slightly comedic in other songs and whatever else, but with this particular song, it's just really heartfelt, and you can feel that, you know, you can feel the pain in the voice when he goes, "Please, Mrs. Avery, just let me talk to her. I'll only keep her a while." You know, it's just, he's in love with this girl and can't get near her, and I think it's perfect for this particular video.
My parents, man, were big Dr. Hook fans, so I've sort of like, you know, the hits that you just mentioned, I know them more than this one. I probably know that one as well. You know, I probably do know it because I probably heard it. But yeah, they were big Doctor Hook fans. I remember them as clear as day. You know, when they were on the chart, in the charts and all that, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, should we let him get away with Doctor Hook then, Mark?
I don't know the song, so I'll have to defer to you on that one.
Yeah, we love you, Darren. There's no problem there, mate. That's all right. As long as you don't sneak a disco song in or something, we'll be all right.
No disco here. Soft rock only, and that is a soft rock tune. So you can check it out on the Spotify list.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Nah, good choice. Right, Mark.
Okay, I hope this isn't one that was going to be on these lists. Rainbow. I can tell from his face it might be on his list.
No, it's not actually. It's not. Okay. So you're all right.
From the 1978 Long Live Rock and Roll, Rainbow Eyes. Beautiful, beautiful ballad. I never cease to be amazed at the versatility of Ronnie Dio's voice. The fact that this guy who's sang something as heavy as Mob Rules could sing a ballad as beautiful as Rainbow Eyes. Just amazing. He had such a great voice he could sing the phone book. This song is just, it has a very Renaissance feel, a medieval feel. Suits him perfectly. Just beautiful song that I'm amazed never got popular. I've never heard it on the radio. It's the closer of that album, but just beautiful song.
Well, go on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say I like the point Mark makes there when he talks about a singer that sings harder tracks singing a ballad. You know, James Hadfield is great at it, and you know, it's when somebody who sings a really hard track and then they can sing a ballad. I just think it has a bigger impact than somebody who's just always a crooner.
Right.
And I love Dio so much. I've just bought a puppy and it's called Dio. So there you go.
Really, named it? That's why you named it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll show you one day when he's about. He's tired all the time at the moment, so he's probably sleeping with his mum. But yeah, Dio the puppy. So right, okay. My second one is one of my favourite bands, and Southern rock, Lynyrd Skynyrd. So I've chose Tuesday's Gone. Man, off the Pronounced album, 1973. Obviously, this album is just full up with all their classic songs. Freebird was on it and all sorts of songs. But Tuesday's Gone is just an amazing song. It's very, very sad sounding. It's even more, I think, when I ever hear old Skynyrd, it sort of makes me feel sad anyway, due to obviously what happened with the plane crash and that. But amazing vocals from Johnny Van Zant. I love his vocals. That southern twang he's got in there. Like a piano, this is sort of a piano-led ballad. The song meaning, because I was looking into this, because I wasn't quite sure. You would think it would be obvious, but it's not really. It was meant to be about changing like record deal. Like they got a record deal, so it was like leaving the Tuesday's Gone is the life they're leaving behind, if you like. Apparently that's what Johnny Van Zant says, you know, like they're heading for fame and like bit regretting maybe the life they're going to leave behind. That's what I read about. I mean, you know, it's probably a load of rubbish anyway. It sounds like it's about leaving a girl. It sounds like it's about just leaving a girl behind, you know what I mean? But apparently that's what Van Zant said once. It's about when they got I think it was with MCA. So they got the big record deal when Tuesday's Gone was literally the life they had left behind. But an absolutely brilliant song. I love Skynyrd, and really heartfelt it sounds. And I don't know what it is. I think it just, obviously when a tragedy hit like that as well, just makes everything a bit more sadder, doesn't it? You know?
I like the way you kind of do that sometimes, Lee. You almost take what a song is meant for one thing and twist it to another, depending on what your variation of it is. You were talking about that on your Striper video, weren't you? You know, like where a lot of them obviously are religious-based songs, but you had a look at it and said, well, if somebody's talking to God, they might be talking to a woman or whatever it might be. I heard you saying some of that. So when you're seeing the interpretation of he could talk to a girl or it's a better record, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Striper probably one of the biggest ones for it because, Mark brought that up, that they do that meaning. It's pretty a commercial thing as well, isn't it? Because, you know, if you can sing it about a woman, so people will buy it as well. People might veer away from it. If it is about God, they might not buy it because of that, but it could be for a woman. Look at the song Honestly. Yeah, we all know we're going off track a bit, but that's been used at so many weddings. It's just unbelievable from Striper, you know. But there you go. That's my second choice. Yeah, you like a bit of Skynyrd, didn't you, Mark?
You know, it's kind of strange because I live in the South, but I'm not a big Southern rock guy. I like certain songs, but I'm not the biggest Skynyrd fan. But before we move on, I want to mention that Metallica did a great version of that song.
Yeah, it's a brilliant song. It's an absolutely amazing song. Right, okay, that's my second one, lads. Back to Darren.
Very good. Okay, I'm going to go 1977, band called Cloer and Baby Come Back. Billboard #1 hit. What I love about this though, it's sonically, it's undeniably 70s. You know, you could listen to this in the instrumental and just go, it's undeniably 70s. But the best part of this particular song for me is the chorus. You know, baby come back, you can blame it all. Just brilliant for me. The vocal harmonies on the song. I don't think they had any other real big hits Player, but this particular one would be on my playlist. I would have this on my Spotify playlist for sure.
Man, you're surprising me.
Tune and
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it again. Another one I haven't heard. So you're surprising me with this list, man.
Wow, you haven't heard Baby?
No,
you haven't heard Baby Come Back, really?
The thing is,
you wouldn't know it if he heard.
the thing is, I might have done some of these songs. I might have done, but you know what I mean. You know, it's like, oh, that's that. It could be that. And I'm obviously when I actually come off here, I'm gonna play them all and see if I have. So, be interesting.
Yeah. I think this is one of them songs that you will know, Lee. I think it's one of them. It's one of them songs that's just always on radio. You can hear it a good bit, but it's when you're listening to it, just listen to the hook of that chorus, the vocals of that chorus. It's such a sing-along track. Like you'll be singing along to it. So that's my third pick. Player, Baby, Come Back.
That's one of those songs that when I hear it now, it takes me back to the 70s. Not that I was a big fan of it. I was very young when it was out, but I vividly remember that song being played when I was 7, 8 years old, whatever it was, and it just when I hear it, it just instantly transports me back to the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to like. You don't always have to like the music to give you them memories, dear. And there's so much music like that for me as well. So yeah, that's cool. Right, we're up to Mark's choice now, aren't we?
Okay. Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy from 1976. The song's called She's Gone. I give Ozzy a lot of hell for his vocal style, that monotone singing style that he has. He'll never sing like a Ronnie Dio or a Tony Martin or Glenn Hughes. But certain songs, his voice just fit perfectly, and this is one of them. He sounded absolutely tortured in this song. I believe the song was about the failing of his first marriage. I'm not sure what year they ended up divorcing, but this song is very heartfelt, and Ozzy just immerses himself in this song, and you can just feel the pain in his vocals as he's singing this song. One of his better vocal performances, I think.
See, there's another Sabbath song which I thought you might have chosen with Ozzy, but that might come later. I don't know. But that's like a lesser known one, that, in it. But to tell you the truth, when it comes to the Ozzy Sabbath era, I only really knew the hits. I never really got into Sabbath until Dio came along. So I don't mind some of the Sabbath stuff with Ozzy, but it's the main ones I've heard of the hits. You know, perhaps I would like more of it. I don't know. Perhaps I'll give it more of a go. I think I've always been such a Dio fan that maybe I've been put off of Ozzy a little bit. I don't know. But his voice is, obviously, compared to Dio.
This is one of their more controversial albums.
Yeah.
They tried to change their image. They were trying real hard to get away from Iron Man, War Pigs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They tried to go in a different direction. And Lee, you've mentioned it in some of your videos about how a band, they get criticized for sounding the same, and when they try to change, they get criticized because they sound totally different.
Totally right. Yeah.
That was the case with Sabbath in this time period. They needed Dio to really take them in a different direction. They could only change their direction so much with Ozzy. And the last two albums with Ozzy, they weren't real successful, but I like that album a lot, actually.
Great choice, mate. Great choice. Then my third choice is this band were huge for me during the 70s and early 80s, and then, well, I completely went off them because they changed their direction, but in a really bad way. And you'll definitely know these, Darren, and that's Status Quo. So I don't know if you know Status Quo, do you, Mark?
I don't.
So they were basically...
They opened up Live Aid 1985, whenever it was.
Yeah. They're like... Now, back in the through the 70s, they were quite heavy, but they were like boogie, like heavy boogie, heavy rock and roll boogie, but some of it was really, really heavy. And they were being criticised for like basically using like two chords during every song. A bit like AC/DC are criticised, aren't they, for playing the same song all the time. And Status Quo was sort of, it was like 12-bar boogie, and they were criticised. But I used to love Status Quo. And then they changed, in the 80s, they changed their style of music, and it was awful. But before that, they did a run of albums. Well, in fact, they changed through the late 60s. They were like a psychedelic band, sounded like the Beatles. And then they went heavy barroom boogie grew their hair long, jeans, t-shirts, just headbanging, and then they changed again. But this is a 1974 song, and it's off the Quo album, so it's just called Quo. A really cool album cover, actually. It had like a tree, and their heads were on the tree. Quite a cool album cover, and it's a song called Lonely Man. And they wasn't known for their slow songs either, because they was only known for their 12-bar boogie stuff. This is an absolutely amazing song. I urge you both, especially Darren probably, because when he thinks of Status Quo, you probably think of the hits and the stuff they've probably been criticised for. But this song, Lonely Man, is a real sort of sad, sort of acoustic. It's an acoustic song all the way through it. And it just shows you that Quo could do amazing songs as well, you know, apart from their 12-bar boogie stuff. The late Rick Parfitt, there was two vocalists, well, three actually, Rick Parfitt and Francis Rossi, and the bass player as well, which he's just gone now. But Rick Parfitt sings this one, and it's a great vocal. And as far as I can see, I'm not really sure what it's about. I was trying to look into it, but it's more of a deep cut. And even you know what, if someone like Led Zeppelin, and I'm not a Led Zeppelin fan, but if someone like Led Zeppelin wrote this, it would have been like a classic. It would have been deemed a classic. Honestly, it's a brilliant song. So Lonely Man, Status Quo. There you go.
Yeah, my quick take on Status Quo would be, I get it. It was a difficult transition for some 70s bands into the 80s. I mean, I know they had hits in the 80s, but look at Jonathan Cain and Neil Schon in Bad English. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But the thing about Status Quo is that opening, one thing I'm saying is that opening at Live Aid, and they come on and rocking all over the world. That's a great opening on a sunny day in Wembley to a worldwide audience in 85. That's brilliant. I like that. I get it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really funny. We're talking to Mark here because Status Quo in England are like a household name. They are like everyone, not so much now, everyone back then knew Status Quo was, you know, in England, they were huge. But in America, to hear that you say never really heard of them is a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit weird, isn't it, Darren?
I've heard of them, but I couldn't name a song if my life depended on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird, isn't it? I knew that Mark might know them. I knew he might not know them because I know they never hit America big. I knew that, like they did over here. So, that's my number. Yeah. That's my third choice, guys. So, moving on.
Good stuff. Look forward to hearing that. I'm going to go with, and as soon as I say it, you guys are both going to say, of course you have. But I'm going to go with Chicago, 1976, If You Leave Me Now, Peter Cetera. Now, the thing about this song is it's got that classic Chicago kind of sound, you know, the trumpets, the trombones, that horn kind of section on it. And you got Peter Cetera, who's kind of like coming in. He's starting to become the front man of a group that didn't want the front man. You know, he's starting to become the leader of the group. But this song, he wrote this one, If You Leave Me Now. But to me, like, it's got his voice is amazing. It's a heartbreaking song, that, you know, that lyric that everyone knows, you know, if you leave me now, you'll take away the very heart of me, you know. That's, for me, that's chilling stuff, you know. Just I absolutely love that song. When we're talking about 70s ballads, it has to be in there for me.
I like Chicago, man. Do you know what I mean? I really do like some of their songs. So yeah, good choice. Very good choice.
Yeah, I actually saw them in '85. Not really by choice, with the girl I was dating at the time. Went to see them. So I went reluctantly, but it was a good show out there.
Yeah.
Don't blame the girlfriend for your guilty song pleasure.
Right then, mate.
Don't do it. All right.
Okay,
right,
my turn. Okay, I'm going 1979, Blue Oyster Cult, the Mirrors album. The song is called MV. It's another one about being away from your loved one on the road. The lyrics say, I wrap myself in cities I travel. I wrap myself in dreams. I wrap myself in solitude, but I wish I could wrap myself in thee. Sang by Buck Dharma. Just a great song. They actually, on their 1998 album called Heaven Forbid, they did a live acoustic version. They actually like better than the original version. It doesn't sound quite as dated, but really good song. Really good song.
Blue Oyster Cult, we had a little conversation about them before you came on. I don't know much of Blue Oyster Cult, really. Don't Fear the Reaper about as far as I go, I think. I don't know about you, Darren.
No, I don't know much, but I will say we didn't call it out in the last video. I'm going to call it out now. Mark, your illustration of being able to show the songs and literally have every CD is spectacular. Fair play. You're putting me and Lee to shame with this. Like every song he has, he's got the CD for it. It's brilliant. I
know. Right.
That's good.
My fourth choice is Thin Lizzy and the 1972 and Sarah. It's a bit corny, this song. It is a little bit corny, especially the video. The video might be a little bit embarrassing as well at times, but it is the 70s. It's off the Black Rose album.
Agreed.
The Black Rose, the rock legend album. It's actually about his daughter, this song. And it's a really cute sort of song, really. It's, I love Thin Lizzy. I just love them. This isn't one of my favourite Thin Lizzy songs by far, but it's something, I don't know, it's a little bit of a guilty pleasure type song, I suppose. It's not heavy in any way whatsoever. It's quite a nice tune. It's got a bit of twin lead in it, though. I love twin lead, don't I? So there you go. It's quite a nice little song. So that's my number 4.
One thing, I know it's 6.5 minutes, but I saw Sarah interviewed on the Sarah in that song. She was interviewed on the Late Late Show here, and she's all grown up talking about her dad. So yeah, you're right. Such a sweet song. Anyway,
it is.
I'll go
last one, guys.
Okay, I'm going 1973. I'm going for a band or a duo I really like, Hall & Oates, and I'm going with She's Gone. It's a full minute into this song before you even get to hear Daryl Hall's voice, but it's got this really cool kind of just instrumental, mellow little lead into it. But it's 4 or 5 minute song, but the first minute has no vocals at all, and then the chorus, it just comes back. She's gone. Oh why? And it's just a guy sitting at home, girlfriend's left him. You can just imagine she's taken everything from the house. She's gone, and he's just penning this song to himself. And I just think it's great. I love Daryl Hall's voice, man. I really love Daryl Hall's voice. I've seen Hall & Oates live last year, and they're absolutely terrific. And this, not just being a cheesy number or being a 70s ballad, this is actually one of my favourite Hall & Oates songs. So She's Gone, 1973.
Great, mate. Great choice. Mark?
Okay, I kind of thought Darren might pick this one, but I'm going Journey, Patiently. It was originally on the Infinity album, but it also appeared on the Time box set. First song Perry and Sean wrote, and kind of was the template for all the great Journey ballads that followed. Great song, doesn't get any airplay that I know of, and sorely overlooked, but Patiently.
Fully agreed. Absolutely. I want to be clear here. Fully agreed there. It's the template for what was to come later with their ballads. It's absolutely brilliant song, Mark. Probably one of the best picks that we've had so far. I didn't go Journey because I just don't want to look like a parrot.
Right, my last one, and I've got to say I'm pretty disappointed in myself because I've had to repeat a band because I'm really not good at 70s. So I've got 3 choices left to get, but I'm just trying to think of which one to go for. But they're all repeats of bands I've had already. So my favourite one actually out of this whole one, that's what I'm going to go for. And I'm going to go Lynyrd Skynyrd again because I just love him. And Simple Man, 1973 again. Same album, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. The funny thing about this one is the intro is near enough the same. And when you guys, I don't know if you know this Scorpions one, I've already mentioned Always Somewhere, but the beginning of this song, Simple Man, is almost identical. The guitar riff at the beginning, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know which song it is. It'd either be Simple Man or Always Somewhere, which is a bit weird. A real emotional song again. It's about basically living life, trying and be a good person when you get older. It's like follow your heart and be proud, things like that. It's like your mum talking to you when you're a kid, telling you how to be. Brilliant vocals again, and amazing actually. I've written, you know what I'm like about production on albums. The production for this, considering it's 1973 and it's their first album, was quite amazing really. It's crystal clear, an absolutely brilliant production. And that's it, guys. We're out of time. We've got 2.5 minutes left, so it was a
wow. We rattled through that.
We did. We had we got our 5 in. I'm not going to mention my other 2 because they're only repeats of anyway, so not very good. So there you go. Quickly, give us your, just by title, what else did you have up your sleeve?
I'll give you two more. I had Queen, Love of My Life, and I had Bob Seger, Night Moves.
Nice. Do you have any more, Mark?
Yeah, I also had Queen, Love of My Life.
Oh,
I had Paul Stanley, Hold Me, Touch Me. I had Rainbow, Catch the Rainbow. And I had Black Sabbath, Solitude.
nice. I might as well just tell you what. So I had Scorpions, Life's Like a River from In Trance. And I had another Status Quo one, A Year, from their Pile Driver album, 1972. So, thanks for coming on, guys.
Are we going to add the?
Go on.
Sorry, I was going to say, are we going to add the additional ones onto the Spotify list as well, or keep it just
Yeah.
5 each?
What I'll do is I'll change the title as well. I'll call it 70s stroke 80s. And then even if we get the 90s one done, we'll add them as well. We'll do a massive ballad list on Spotify. So, all right then, guys. Listen, thanks for joining me. I'm sure we're going to do another one soon. We're going to do the 80s part 2 soon. All right, so we'll get together for that very, very soon. Please, all you guys out there, let us know in the comments what your favourite 70s songs, what picks did you like, what we chose, and were they all rubbish? Just let us know. Right, thanks, and I'll see you next time.